What's up, Dylan? Welcome, everybody. Eddie, Luis, Kanabuda. How are you? Welcome to Simulation Talk 158. Oh, the business is in the house from London. Such an honor, man. I'm coming to Tennessee, bro. Are you going to be in Tennessee or are you going to be in London? Boo. What's up, Igor? Maverick Star, Miller Pavoy, Sunny, JH. How are you guys? Wow, Michigan. Peace to you as well. What dates? March. Starting March, I think. I've been to Seattle. No, I've never been to Seattle, surprisingly enough. How are you? Caleb Studlow Daddio? Oh, Caleb's Daddio. My dyslexia is amazing. I love it. My life is so much more interesting. How are you? So excited to have a comment from Twitch. Business is going to be there. Amazing. Never heard anyone say my last name like that. I read A. It's late. I'm dyslexic. It's great. Povey. Miller Povey, not Pavoy. Apologies. Nashville will show you a good time in March. Are you running a brothel? What does that mean? Yes, but one. Okay. This is Cosmo, and he's very curious. Say hi, Cosmo. Oh, now everybody on the side. Great. All right, but one. You gotta go back over there. It's a laser simulation, brother. What's up, everybody on TikTok? Welcome. It says we have 7 people. Matt saying I'm banned from school. That'll be an interesting unfolding of events. Whoop. Saying hello to everyone. Slowly but surely. Okay. I gotta catch them all. Got a mischief. How are you, Jill? Okay. Okay, I think I said hello to everyone we could. Renton. What's up, Nash Vegas? Again from Twitch. So exciting to get listeners on Twitch. Caleb's Daddio and Let Us Pray. So you mean on TikTok and on Twitch? Amazing. So you're literally everywhere. What is in front of my AC? The California is so progressive that the AC has a mask. Can't have the AC infecting people with COVID or maybe getting COVID. It's terrible. Did anyone mention yesterday that Jesse Michaels guest referenced the laser experiment? Yes, he did. Teeth pulled. Oh, man. Maverick Star is as Harsh HD on X. Great picture, by the way. Welcome to see you there as well. All right. Well, welcome everybody, everywhere, at all times. Simulation Talk 158. A very random number, but maybe it's so special because it's so, neither here nor there. So maybe that's what makes it so special. Because nobody would think of the number 158 as as the first pick for anything. If I say pick a number, not a lot of people would say 158. So we're gonna popularize that number. 6 teeth you get pulled. We usually only have 4 wisdom teeth, right? What was the reason for pulling 6 teeth? That sounds very extreme. Okay. Wow, so many people showing up. Welcome, everyone. Okay, welcome to Simulation Talk 158, the channel that revolves around the simulation hypothesis. My name is Danny, and I'm claiming to have found actual proof that we live in a simulation. It's going to be a lot of these today, I guess. We meet here every single day to discuss both the experiment that I've proposed a few years ago, the implications, as well as science in general, religion, spirituality, philosophy, God, whatever comes to mind. If you happen to find yourself on a different platform than YouTube, and you want to see my longer videos, content, especially if you're on TikTok, please go visit my YouTube channel, which is Dango Thoughts, DANGO Thoughts, which has the longer format videos with a lot more information, and also includes now my membership program, which will include Zoom calls with me, which we will have on Friday, as well as a weekly live, aside from the daily lives that we're doing here. That will be for members only, and early access to all my content. It even includes private Zoom calls with me, depending on the tier of the membership. Okay. Let's see what we got here. You believe that we are in a simulation. For me, it's a knowing, not a belief. At this point, I know we live in a simulation. So the answer to your question, I guess, is yes. The Fifth World, welcome. Welcome, Leica's Pod, new to the channel, welcome. Glad to have you. My sister has teeth. Cannot say anything about wisdom. Nice. Not wisdom teeth. I'm getting implants eventually, but dentures until then. Interesting. Nico, how you doing, brother? Good to have you. Implants are cool. You don't have to worry about them ever again, right? You mean you're putting implants like for all your teeth? Make sure you put something cool in one of those teeth. So one of those teeth, so you can tell people you were abducted by aliens, and you can maybe put like a radio or something, and you can go check this out, and it makes like an interference pattern, or like some kind of a transmitter that just plays like a weird sound that sounds like an alien language, and every time you put like a radio device next to it, you're like, look, I think they forgot one of their probes in me. That's a cool party trick. Have you found any answers besides seeing code? I mean, I think seeing code is pretty big all by itself. It's not so much about finding specific answers, it's about figuring out what it is. So yeah, working on it. We're going to be doing a lot of experiments with the magnets and a lot of fun new things that are in the works. I think people forget that we're here almost every single day, and progress in cutting edge knowledge doesn't usually happen like that. You don't get huge bursts of knowledge every few days or every few weeks. It just doesn't work like that usually. Who created the simulation? Well, the world is computational at bottom, so the creation is actually something that even though most advanced civilizations in the universe don't really know exactly how everything came to be, but the world at bottom is computational, which makes the word simulation mean parallel realities, and those are made by different beings across different levels. Man, the air in LA is not fun. Do I need test subjects? Thank you for the advice, God of Mischief. But I think there's plenty of those in the world, but you feel free to join the project. You guys can always check out codeofreality.com if you want to know more about the project. Reality.com, which will give you also information about. And there's going to be a new website very soon. Sorry, my voice today. Oof. I'm in LA usually, yes. Yeah, I was just asking first time seeing your discovery, so I don't know when you were first noticed this. Yeah, this was years ago, and now we have a few updates. For example, we noticed that the observation of the code is influenced by magnets, so we will be testing all of that very soon. You got to choose one ethnicity of woman to marry. Which one? In 2025, I don't think you have to choose one ethnicity. I think you can get the full package, all in one. I mean, I am marrying a woman who's Chinese Jamaican, which is my flavor of choice. But I'm pretty sure you can find a woman that contains all of them. It's I believe there's a special deal on that right now. So I mean, ones that said, "My luck, I would be reincarnated as myself." I mean, I wouldn't mind. I like this life. Also, the fact that you handle this Pakistani pilot, perfection. Would you like to read what I think before finishing the book? Wait, would you like to read what I think before finishing the book? What book? Does the code you see look like Hebrew? Some of it does, yeah. But a lot of it mostly looks like Japanese. Do you see symbols in Japanese like kanji words? More like katakana. I would make the distinction and say that it's more like katakana than kanji. Sofa King says, Spanish women for me, I have my reasons. You mean like you have a death wish, or which one? What's your reason? I mean, Latin women, that's what they're known for, right? They're hot, but that's exactly also the downside at the same time. Is when they spark, they spark. The power of life. A geometric figure composed of overlapping circles symbolizes the interconnectedness of all life and existence. Mac is in the house. Called you the other day, wanted to check up on you. How are you holding up with the fires? Mac is one of my dearest of friends. He's an incredible astrophotographer. Love you, man. We're good. I didn't see you calling me. I texted you right when the fire started, and I think I saw your post, so I knew you were okay. We're fine. We're in a hotel at the moment. What's up, Ebony? Good to see you. And yeah, we won't be back until we feel like the air is cleared. At the moment, the air feels crazy. How's the air down there, Mac? Or up there? How about the mention on Jesse Michaels' podcast about the floating orb portraying to the code that they've discovered? How about that? That was fun. What's up, Danny? Good to see you. Pod with Zoltan was beast. Want to hear him talk more about his method and journeys. Great insights from that pod. I appreciate you, Malik. And you're going to get a lot more of that because very soon me and Zoltan are going to do a few more things together. Yes, Bubon. What can I help you with? Say hi to people. What's up? You crazy? Are you getting crazy? That's the hour that he's getting crazy. He's getting a lot of energy, even though he went around quite a bit today. Oh, but he sent it to you. I wrote it. I see. Uh, yeah, I'll be honest. I don't think I'm gonna have any time anytime soon to read that. Not that I don't want to, but reading is probably the most tasking task for me, just because I love reading, but it's actually very hard for me, and because of that, there's very very few moments where I get to just sit down and enjoy reading. So, unfortunately, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that. That's just the reality of it. But maybe at some point I will. Maybe after you release it, I will. I will buy it and read it. Are the katakana symbols making a bit sense or just random? They're not random. They don't seem to be random. But again, I don't think they're katakana or any other language that we know. I think it's an alien language, and the closest to what it looks like is kind of like katakana or Hebrew. But no, I don't think they make any sense. What remind me your email? I just gotta look at the. You should be sorry. It's night show. Oh, yeah. Oh, late night show. See that dyslexia right there? Imagine reading a book. Hopefully, things should be good by Thursday or Friday. I hope so too. What we need is rain. Let's all pray for rain. How do you pray for rain? Like this? I just finished watching that whole video, Jesse Michael's great episode. Yeah, it was very interesting. Out of all religions and beliefs in the world, is there any that you feel connected with on some level? Yeah, I think Buddhism is the closest. Um, I've been a Vipassana practitioner for a while. Actually, Mac here became a Vipassana practitioner as well, like a year and a half ago. And I think it's the thing I connect to the most. I like balance. I like equilibrium. That's the thing that resonates the most with me. Other religions sound fun, but a lot of them seem to be postulating magic powers, which I'm drawn to less. Even though, like I said before, I did see Jesus Christ in hyperspace, which confused me to no end because this motif does not exist in my brain. So, for all intents and purposes, if I want to remain an honest reporter, and I get a lot of flock for that from quite a few people that know me, but um, if I have to be honest, with the same kind of concreteness that I see a lot of the communication coming from the aliens, with the same concreteness, I have seen that Jesus Christ is real. I was very confused by this. However, I did see that it's part of a larger function, and it serves a much bigger purpose than people realize, and it is part of a bigger picture. So it's not the full story. Personally, as far as the attitude of the religions and the general central spirit, I would say Buddhism is the closest, but not even Buddhism, just the practice of meditation. Just the fact that you are your own master, and the only one that can bring peace to your life is you by practicing, not by believing things. Jesus is my homeboy, said the business. Now that's a t shirt, which probably a lot of people have. Hands yellow, heart red, hit that like button, hands yellow. Every time I see that message, I don't know what it is. I only now read it. Yeah, but if you are watching and your finger isn't busy, click that like button because the algorithms definitely love that. So I appreciate you for that. You mentioned you read all the Castaneda, frankly, 60 to 80% through Journey to Ixitlan. I never know how to pronounce that word. If not now, would love to hear you talk about all of it. Don Juan is crazy. I'll be honest. I can summarize the whole series of all his books in probably a paragraph. So I I'm not so sure that I want to open like a whole thing to talk about it. It's definitely amazing, but I think that here's the thing. Aside from some very interesting specific details about the seriousness with which people take the claim that the book might be a real account of real encounters with a real person, which I'm not 100% sure that that's the case. But aside from that, I didn't really learn anything new from these books. They're interesting. They're framed in an interesting way, but there was nothing there that I said, "Oh wow, I never thought about that," or "I didn't really know that." Like, it's wise and it's well articulated, very well written, but there wasn't anything there that was new to me. So I'm not really sure that I'm very how to say, it didn't like transform any understanding in me. So usually it leaves less of an imprint when that's the case for you. The book that really changed my life was The Beginning of Infinity. That's the book that that's why I recommend it across the board. In this case, the whole series just simply talks about letting go. That's what it's all about. And the fact that in the end of all of these back and forths with all the different energy spirits and all the different teachers and all the different energies that we work with and what they represent in the world, in the end the punchline is you have to let go, which is where the Buddha starts. So if you just practice meditation, this can save you this whole ride, unless you want to go on a ride. But I think I'm at this age in my life, and also with so much experience with these things, that at this point it's kind of like I've been on these rides probably more than most people. So I like the balance more. It appeals much more to me now, particularly on an overweight, slightly unattractive Spanish woman. Overweight. Okay, you're missing the T through my. Particularly an overweight, slightly unattractive Spanish woman. The loyalty would be on point. They demand respect, but would appreciate the loving. They cook, clean, please, wild, fairly loyal, cultural. This is a text the 1980s, and I love it. This is the most non-PC message ever. Love it. Gold. Meditation is so beneficial. If anyone here doesn't practice it, start today. I thought you were going to say something. Meditation is so beneficial. If anyone here doesn't practice it, you're a loser. Oh, no, I can't see the emojis. No, I just see the words. Do you believe the following is plausible at all? I've had this thought for a little while, but have not done any research into if it scientifically makes sense. Sorry, we'll finish in next message. Okay. Sunny G. Had a thought that we have jumped timelines, universes, maybe due to CERN, might explain Mandela effect history that is completely new to me. Never thought in history class world fairs start. So it is possible that we're jumping timelines. It's just that you're not going to be jumping them in a special moment. You're jumping them constantly. In fact, the change that you're observing is you jumping timelines all the time. And the way that we operate through that space, from what I see, it has nothing to do with CERN. I assure you that. CERN is just a research facility. I don't know where this meme about the conspiracy theories of CERN came from, but I assure you it's nonsense. The one thing I can tell you is that you maneuvering through these timelines through what you postulate is plausible, and how much emotion you invest in that. This is why I keep telling people, be very careful with what you're postulating. I have a friend who keeps sending me all these very spooky videos about what's going on in the future, and you don't understand, and this is crazy, and blah blah blah. And I don't watch any of them. And I don't think he knew that. And then I said to him recently, because I know that it actually influences what time trajectory is going to be on. I said, hey, be careful what you're entertaining. You are creating your own reality. Consume less of that. Consume more things that tell you about an incredible world that you live in, because that's the world you want to live in. So I would strongly recommend to anyone to lay off the Illuminati stories and stock up on the wonderful stories of us building incredible civilization on Earth and in space. That's a future worth having. Why does your site say conduct the experiment only during the day? I don't remember that it says only during the day. Maybe it does, but the aim there is a fewfold. First of all, you have more energy. It's easier for your brain to process all that information. Second of all, if you're not experienced, and especially if you're doing it without anyone who is experienced, there are other energies out there to play. And at night, there's other energies. They're fine, but they're of a different flavor. And if you don't know what you're doing, it might not be the most pleasant experience. And because of that, to eliminate that possibility, or statistically to make it much more realistic, much more plausible that you can have a smooth and beautiful ride, during the day is better. Those are the two main reasons. UFO disclosure is coming. Well, yes, just it's not what most people think. Also, what we should be thinking is, if you believe in that, what you're going to be doing the day after. A thought. Just a mindfuck book, very different style. What interested me was the mannerisms of portrayal of Don Juan, whether if true or not. Interesting. Tell me why, Malik. Why was the Don Juan's character so particularly interesting to you? Amazing. Sofa King is on a waiting list for the Boston retreat. Yes. Got one more. Have you attempted to send messages regarding the experiment to other prominent figures in the scientific community or other fields, or have you abandoned this idea? No, it's underway. We are now currently developing a set of 2 experiments with between 2 different organizations, and then I also sent my information was sent directly to Tom Campbell's team. So yeah, no, it's underway. So we should have some official studies very soon. Thank you for the question, Lawrence. Had thought that we have jumped timelines universe maybe to CERN. Oh, we saw that. Have you don't psychedelics? Javier Storm is asking. What are psychedelics that you speak of? What is that? Nothing. I already know my world won't change. Useless. They release some technology publicly. Are you enjoying your life? That's the important question. Are you having fun? What's up? The CERN conspiracy really hyped up after the Miami Mall incident. So after one nonsense story, another nonsense story became popular? Got it. CERN is a practical accelerator. Oh, particle. It's also a very practical accelerator. See, my dyslexia is so much fun. It's a practical accelerator Even the even thought particles do not exist. Photons do. Wait, what? CERN is a particle accelerator. Even thought particles do not. Oh, even though particles do not exist, photons do. Um, what we call particles exist. It's true that particles as an actual thing doesn't exist, but the probabilistic point-like excitation of the electromagnetic of the quantum fields does exist, which is what we call particles. Fear of the future robs us of the present moment's happiness. Yes, take this to the bank. To the bank, I think that certain involvement comes from people hearing that they produce black holes and may open portals. Right, but if they would read 2 seconds into it, they would understand that black holes are created and destroyed all the time. So it's not like CERN is doing that. It's just what happens all the time. But how do you jump from that to them being some kind of an evil organization that just doesn't care about the world? I don't know how. I don't know how many we can guess. I got 6 teeth pulled, so I'm feeling pretty good with some painkillers and muscle relaxers. Nice. Reality transurfing. Yeah, I read the books. I was underwhelmed. I think the hype is. I don't even know what it's about. What the hype is about, I mean. Fueled by quotes. Yep. What's up, Haitian? Haitian twins. What are my thoughts on Hemisync Robert Monroe Gateway Experience? It's great. You should try. You should do it. I tried it. It's amazing. It definitely works. Those are my thoughts. We could have enough energy to end homelessness and feed everyone. Now you singing my tune. I would love to do that. That would be amazing if we can achieve that. That's one of the things that really speaks to me. If you are depressed, you are living in the past. If you are anxious, you are living in the future. If you are at peace, you are living in the present. Lao Tzu. If you are cold, you're living in a refrigerator. Here's one. We're doing quotes. Here's one for you. I'm probably going to butcher it because my brain is. Here's my excuse. Um, Feeling insignificant because you're so much smaller than the universe is equivalent of feeling inadequate because you're not a cow. That one is by David Deutsch. One has nothing to do with the other, basically. I want to take the aliens to an EDM music festival. I have a friend who's he wrote a movie once that ends with us in a giant rave in this interplanetary space with like a bunch of aliens, and we're all like dancing to the same trance music. Sounds amazing. And we have a new member, Igor. Welcome. Please send me an email as specified with the specifications that you see on the post on YouTube, because I will send you an invite. If this is if you did a membership for, I think, second tier and up, I'll send you an invite for the Zoom on Friday. Danny controlling the lasers at the EDM concert. Exactly. I think it was his way of movement, Don Juan, gave me that idea of moving with conviction. Practically, that's a powerful idea to be completely convict, you mean convinced, convicted with everything that you do. Warrior mindset. Yeah, being convinced that what you're doing is correct. Isn't it possible the coding you see in the laser is a representation of the design of the chip that gives it the light? Wouldn't be very likely because you see the code is not moving with the light. It's There's like a lot of movement going on. It's not just code, and it's in the wall. Practical accelerator in this realm, exactly. We're talking potato chips or paint chips, huh? But that's a good thought, Jeremiah. CERN opening ceremonies spooked people pretty hard. Don't ask me why. I know all this stuff. People are crazy. People are crazy. I go by the certain things. I go by the certain things because of that kid, that brilliant kid. I don't remember his name. The one that disappeared for a while. He had said that he thought that Vern was the cause for the Mandela effect. Vern? Who's Vern? Ruliad means we are immortal. I mean, the observer doesn't necessarily mean you as the local observer. What's up, Cynthia? I got jokes. I only entertain the idea because of the source that came from CERN. Okay. Do I believe in free will? Or do I believe in humans that are driven unseen forces? Do you believe that we can change the course of reality into a path that wasn't previously scripted? The whole subject of free will, we talked about it before a few times. It's a pretty complex one. The short answer is not only the free will cannot exist, but that you can't possibly describe any coherent model of any kind of world, no matter the number of dimensionality, that would include something like free will, simply because you would have to include some element that would by necessity have to be outside of whatever reality you postulated, which is not a possible thing. So you can think of the freedom of the will of the agent to be just the congruence of observation with what the expectation was. That's it. But a unit that chooses to do one versus the other is an incoherent idea, because whatever happens in the world is what had to happen in the world. And that, by the way, is actually so determinism and what you would call free will from the perspective of universal mind, they're one and the same. I would highly recommend to watch Bernardo Kestrop's work on this topic. But it is a long conversation. I don't want to reopen it right now. Hey, Hendrik. Yeah, we saw the thing on Jesse, and somebody that I met somebody yesterday who actually knows him pretty well. So might talk to Jesse soon. The ends to the beginning. Reading through some of the comments as fast as I can because I see they're accumulating. Have you tried wearing blue blocker glasses with the experiment yet? No, but something tells me it's not really going to make any difference. CERN is fascinating, and we have internet because of CERN and has been the biggest project since atom bomb. Yeah, I mean, CERN is a very important project. I agree with that. Challenger 413 from Twitch. Yes. Do you think that the LA fires are natural? Yes, absolutely. You do have some people that are joining the party of trying to incite more fires, but the phenomenon is absolutely natural. It happens every single year. I will or did post them on Discord on the Discord. Cool. What are my thoughts about exploring the Rulliad via simulation? Absolutely. I think that what we see in the laser might be the Rulliad actually. And Ebony did it again. She just donated 5 more memberships. If you are on different platforms, this is why it's worth checking out YouTube, because sometimes incredible people like Ebony or Ben or Chris just donate memberships to people. And again, at this point, I'm speechless. Like, Ebony did it so many times at this point. We're gonna have to make sure to emphasize and reward Ebony in some way. I know she does it from the goodness of her heart, but I deeply, deeply appreciate it, and it does not go unnoticed. Uh, as I always say, now it's my job to make sure that we retain these members by providing services in the memberships that people enjoy. Javi Damasta is saying, "Do I know you?" That's a very difficult question, man. Does the code change if you view it off different surfaces but in the same space? No, it does not change no matter what you do, it seems, which is why it's so interesting. What is this channel about? We usually talk about the simulation. I'm claiming that I found proof to live in a simulation. What if I told you I know who is the architect of our reality? Why don't you just tell us? Trying to see if I missed a lot of comments on TikTok. It doesn't seem to be the case. So how does it stay with the Earth as the Earth travels through the universe? What stays with the Earth? Does the code change if you view it off different? Oh, what? The code codes for something a lot more fundamental than the Earth. It codes for the universe itself. The architect is 42. I'm about to become 42. My birthday is on January 28th, and I'm going to be 42 on January 28th. So I don't know what's supposed to happen on that day, but maybe duck. Just in case. Fires are engineered in LA. The engineers of the fires are. I know some people went to fire engineering school. Thoughts on artificial superintelligence and artificial general intelligence? I love them. Can't wait. Aquarius smart people, indeed. We're so smart. So smart. We're also very full of ourselves. Assuming we live in a simulation, what is the nature of the entity that created it? So again, we kind of have to tackle the word simulation in the context of everything being computational. Simulation just means one part of reality. So if you mean the being that created existence, existence seems to came out of a place that even God does not know where it came from. I know it upsets a lot of people, but it seems to be the case. Birthday party! Do I believe that Robert Monroe astral traveled? I believe so, yes. If so, what do you think about the Loosh theory? We do seem to be in a realm that suffers that suffers us for no reason. So, sort of understanding that theory. I'm not so sure that it's without reason. Suffering seems to be more of a product of the mind, of projections of ideas about reality than reality itself. So, I would say I would refer to the Buddha for answers for that. Attachment is suffering. Remove attachment, there will be no suffering. How did I meet Melvin Bobson? I was connected to him by a wonderful guy by the name of Matt, who's a French guy who lives in Peru. He's a translator, and he reached out to me years ago just because he was curious about what I'm doing. He kind of does that once in a while. And he, in the same way, reached out to Melvin, and he said, "Hey, you should talk to him." So we started talking, and then we became friends. What is the code physically tied to? How does it not change if you change the surface? That's because I think the code is coding for things that are much more fundamental than what you call physical matter. If maybe codes for the laws of physics themselves. So unless you create some perturbations in the laws of physics, you won't change. You won't see perturbations in the code. That's the answer. But the Earth is moving through the ether. Well, the idea of the ether was discredited many decades ago for a good reason. If you mean that it's moving through space time, then sure. But I don't know how that negates. Do you expect um, the laws of physics to change because the Earth is moving? Instead of using thin laser line, have you tried a whole wall laser? Yeah, you can stack a bunch of lasers. It won't really help you see anything with more coherence, to be honest. I tried that. Scientists used to think heat was a fluid called caloric. Is there an analog concept we have wrong today? What kind of computer would you need to run simulation like our own? You wouldn't use a computer. There's a difference between saying that the universe is rendered in a computer and saying that the world is computational. The world at the bottom is computational. What we call computational is a is a possibility in the world. So just like the laws of physics are regularities that we observe, computation is a regularity we observe. It is, for all intents and purposes, a law of physics, and I'm claiming, not just me, that it's a much more fundamental law of physics than all the other laws of physics. Which is, by the way, why this should be a good hint as to why, when we discovered computation, we all of a sudden managed to do so many more extravagant things than we ever could if we would just be manipulating physical matter. That's because computation is a much higher dimensional function. What in the QAnon is going on this channel? Nah, you never know, man. That's the beauty of it too. Ooh, there's a lot of comments. Jeremiah is saying that could be the eternal bliss of what God is creating. Carney Mate is saying the entity that created everything is just a giant ball of pure blissful energy. At least that is what it showed me in my trip. Awesome. It showed me that it's a woman, which is very strange. Hardships are a great catalyst for growth, too. Exactly. I think it's one of the biggest functions. Do you believe in God or like duality? I at this point I know for a fact there is a God. There's multiple, and then there is what you would call the source, but it is the totality of things. So it does not have agency in the same way that we imagine a biblical God to have that. You are teaching me to not be so hung up on the conspiracy hype. I've always been a conspiracy theorist in general because of trust issues, I'm sure, but I definitely have been falling for some dumb. Just because you're paranoid don't mean they're not after you. Kurt Cobain. That's true. That is true. Nirvana is the acceptance of non existence because fine with it and you reach nirvana. That's a great summation. I agree with that. What about the creative entity's nature being information or one aspect of it anyway? Can you rephrase this, Ebony? I think I understand, but I'm not 100% sure. Is this a continuation of the text? I don't read much fiction. There's enough conspiracy theories that can satisfy that for me. So fucking, if you like a good conspiracy, I have something for you. You might find them funny. Nice. There's only one consciousness, the business says. We are all suffering from amnesia of us all being one mind experiencing itself subjectively and infinitely. That sounds like fun. Just because you're paranoid. Oh, okay, we read that. By the way, business, how's the conversation with Colorado is going? Super interesting to hear what's going on there. Quotes channel should be fun. Oh yeah, if you want to join our Discord, come check it out. If you're on YouTube, you should be able to see the link in the description of my YouTube channel. Come join our Discord. Ebony is managing it. She's doing an amazing job at that. The universe looks like this now as would look like this, but we haven't always, and nor will we always be. True. Married, buried, Kurt Cobain. Bring him on. What do I believe that humans are in their purest form? Electricity? Question mark. Love that question, Christopher. I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know. But that's a really good question. Very straightforward. I like it. Hyper Edwin is yelling at us. He's yelling if we're I being simulated, then most likely it is in the post-stellar era when computing by virtue of the Landau limit is at its most cost-effective. Why yell though? I mean, I could hear you. Do I believe the double-slit experiment? I'm not sure what you mean by believe. You think the code is related? Absolutely, because you cannot see it without diffraction. A laser pointer would not work, which is interesting. I think Hyper Edwin, you're stuck on caps lock. Are you hyper right now? That's funny. Create a new energy. Thank you, Jeremiah. Appreciate you. A lot of love. If you guys on the channel and you're watching and you're enjoying this, please give it the like button. The algorithm definitely loves that, and I would appreciate that. The chat loves this tremendously. I mean, the algorithm does. I mean, the like outside, like on YouTube, when you press the thing outside of it. Someone asked about the nature of supreme entity, and I was suggesting information is probably a major aspect of the monad, or whatever word you want to use to describe it. I see. Yeah, I would say information is the substrate from which God weaves everything. That's how I would view it. My keyboard is broken. I'm now on laptop keyboard. Nice. Then see, that feels nicer. No, you're good. It's just funny. Michael's saying, "Hey Dan, I was watching an interview with an ex-Army Special Forces guy who sees some support. Who seen some suppose of world teach and send this gauntlet had code similar to the code appearing above it. He referred he referenced you. Oh yeah, I've seen it. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it. In the post-stellar era, the CMBR drops low enough to mine black holes. Yeah, so I don't think we're talking about anything like that. I'm talking about everything in the universe, in our universe, is actually computed from the outside. So the computation would be outside of that. It wouldn't, all the effects in the universe, including the CMBR, would be within the computation, not the other way around. Oh, you fixed yourself. Oh, there you go. I think this reality may be an advanced information mining machine simulators created in a struggling environment to saw on the rim of the craft, but the code doesn't look much like what Shannon drew. You mean the code in the laser, or which one do you mean? Hello from Poland back. Anna, welcome. Also, I love that your picture is macaroons. That's a really good picture to have. Was that a wind? What was that? Or is that just Cosmo? Thank you, Jeremiah. TikTok has been hinge since the ban was announced. Is it happening? Nico, come on. You're my voice of reason. Is it happening? Is the ban happening? Something tells me there will be more of a talk about it. Just woke up. Can you give me a quick recap of the whole stream? Of course, no problem. You got all that? That's about it. What's up, Steven? Yeah, I saw the shout out. Thank you. The outside could be the surface of a black hole. It wouldn't be hard to tell within. Yeah, no, I think it's exactly what's going on. I think that the holographic principle is exactly correct. So you're spot on. It was reading my comment and it changed halfway through. Maybe we saw the Mandela effect, the Mandela effect, the Mandela effect in real time. Actually, interesting. How is the laser made? Is it a regular laser? It has to be diffracted. That's all. If you look on the screen, the website codeofreality.com, it will show you exactly what lasers you need. Again, I want to make it clear to everybody, do not feel obligated to buy it necessarily from our website. You're definitely helping the project if you're getting one of the ones that we're making, but if the issue is money, do not get ours. It is not cheap. We're making it fun. We're making it interactive. We're sending you one that you can actually take it with you and do a lot of cool things. But the truth is that it's more that you're helping the project. If you want to save money, you can always just copy the specs that we're advertising on the website, and you can go and source it anywhere you would like. Amazon, Alibaba. I want to make this point super clear because our point is to never make it behind a paywall. We do have to sustain ourselves as a growing organization, but we never want anybody to break their bank because they think that we have some kind of a special laser. It is not. All you need is a diffractive laser, and make sure that it's never above, I used to say 5 milliwatts, but now I would say even 1 milliwatt is enough. So don't do anything above 1 milliwatt. The more you can protect your eyes, the better. 1 milliwatt, 650 nanometers, so red, diffracted. Those are the only three prerequisites. And however you're going to make that happen, make that happen. Usually they come with a diffractive lens already, the ones that we show on the thing. You can use other frequencies, but they are higher frequencies because the red is the lowest. So it will be harder to sit for a long time because it's higher frequency. A cell code of energy in all things, to even the empty space. Hard to explain. Interesting. Well, I think you just explained. Awesome, Robert. I appreciate you. Hey, Ebony, maybe Sheehan could try the experiment. That'd be cool. You may be seeing the surface of a black hole substrate with the laser. Maybe. I'm glad I'm making you laugh, Ebony. That recap was inaccurate. You forgot to mention a few things. No, I think it was everything. No, Chris, I think it was. I think it was all. You are very interesting, and I don't find this to be spiritism or against God. This is innocent. I appreciate it. I appreciate your intuition. Feels good in my body, so I would concur. Danny Sheehan doing the experiment. I paid to see that. Maybe this should just be a whole channel. Different famous people doing the experiment. The Rock doing the laser. Arnold Schwarzenegger doing the laser. Mike Tyson doing the laser. I mean, Jake Paul doing the laser. Jake Paul probably uh, uh, make a deal with the laser to do like make a fight with the laser. What's up, Daniel? How you doing, my brother? Good to see you. Gotta take off. Just wanted to say I appreciate you, Danny. You are the best person to bring this information to us all. I love your mind and attitude, brother. Thank you. I appreciate you, Christopher. See, sometimes you just get a really nice comment. I appreciate that. These are nice. Today we have really nice comments. Appreciate you, man. Volar you from X. How are you? Sup, just read the thread about you. I'm interested, never done psychedelics in my life, but planning to try edible in Thailand this year. Wondering if I can reproduce your experience. First of all, no. Don't do that. You're gonna end up in the ocean. With a ladyboy, maybe. So look, if you're gonna do edibles in Thailand, first of all, be careful because they're crazy. In general, and especially down there. I mean, I love Thailand. It's one of my favorite places, if not my favorite, if not the favorite place, truly. But you never know what you're gonna get there. So if you've never done psychedelics and you're gonna do an edible, also, you mean like I can't say the names because of TikTok. It's gonna ban us. But you mean the green stuff? Come on, you gotta be super careful. So I'm not sure you can do it with the green, but with all seriousness, please be careful with edibles. They can be more intense than anything else. But if you want real details about the experiment, you can always go to codeofreality.com, and all the information there, including the protocol. And my email is listed there, so you can always email me and we can chat about it. Same to you, Hyper Edwin, if you really want to see it. A laser is a laser. That is true. That is, I can't really argue with that, even though I bet you X would. I mean, the app. I've had few people say the molecule does not create any tolerance throughout usage. What are your thoughts, opinions of this? Absolutely true. It does not. And please turn to love. Was bringing the 90s back? I'm not against it. Like hot ones, yeah, like hot ones. Only people are doing the laser, and while they're discovering they're in the simulation, they have to keep talking about their lives. I mean, that's great. Johnny Depp doing the laser. Amber Heard doing the laser. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard doing the laser. I bet you people will pay so much money to do that, to see that. Joe Rogan doing the laser. I mean, that's the Mecca. Eternal Circus is exactly right. Johnny Depp would totally do the laser. I think Johnny Depp is the laser. Watch it all just be a laser company's Easter egg with a patent or signature or something. I know it's not, but it would be funny if they pulled something like that off. I actually thought one of the first thoughts that came to me when I discovered this was that, which is, what if Japan just basically is so advanced that it's running the rest of the world? Japan is simulating the rest of us. Jake Paul would see red money signs. Yep. Ooh, Jim Carrey, yes. You know that I want him to play Terrence in the movie, right? Eternal Circus about the Discovery video. Yeah, no, I dig it. Are you aware of the correlation between NDE experience and their similarities to the molecule trip, mostly due to the release of naturally occurring molecule stored in your brain and release upon death? And have you ever spoken to anyone about this topic in particular? Thank you for the comment, Ren. Yes, I'm familiar with the correlations. And yes, I spoke to scientists who study this. And there's quite a few thoughts there. One of the first one is that I'm not 100% sure that these experiences are the same. Also, the molecules produced almost certainly in the same amounts all the time, not just during these intense events. These are based on some assumptions that we used to make about the pineal gland producing the molecule, which we now know is not the case. Your lungs do. And it's just the case that nobody really studied how much of the molecule is being produced during right before the DATH. Cannot name the word because of TikTok. So we don't really know that. That is not true to say that we know that. Those would be my thoughts. If we're talking about from a scientific perspective, if we want to be speculative, I'm all open to it. But we do not know these things. And one more surprising one, we do not know if breath work makes more molecule happen. Did you know that? We do not know that. There's zero data on that. So if any graduate students listening, that's a great opportunity for a study. But we literally do not know that. Have you messed with out of body stuff sober at all? Nope, I never managed to do it, but I'd love to be able to. I did the gateway projects, And that was interesting. I definitely felt something, but not like full out of body, I would say. I think just generally I'm kind of spiritually retarded. Have you ever faced anxiety for some time after frequent use of the molecule within a short period of time? Not from the molecule, but I know it can induce anxiety because it's a lot. It's very intense. If you put the laser on your body, you will see the code. Simple answer. You bet Joe does do the laser. Well, Joe knows of the laser at this point, but I'm not sure he's ever done it. Elon Musk doing the laser. I mean that episode will break the internet probably. Joe Rogan, Elon Musk, Trump. Who's the wild card? Who else? And Andrew Tate doing the laser. The internet will explode. And Kim Kardashian doing the laser. They striked us on TikTok. No wonder you're going away, TikTok. Bye. Jesus. I don't even know why they struck us. What is struck us for now? The topic of the discussion is simulation. Hello from Switzerland, back to Switzerland. I mean, I think there is evidence of brain activity post mortem, right? Yeah, but then do you see the problem? It's not dead. That's the problem. The brain isn't dead. They define clinical death in one way, but the brain is still working. So by definition, it's not dead. Yeah, the green and the molecule don't usually play well. Hello, Jesus. Hello, hello. Aubrey Marcus would love the laser. Oh, I bet he would. I know his really good friend Ben. Be able to film it if there's a window. Thank you, Nico, for all the guidance. Reality uploaded by Melvin Vopson. I did enjoy it as well. Thank you so much, Jeremiah. And the band is happening? Interesting. Okay, well, I'll take it seriously then. So, by the way, that's a good opportunity to tell you guys that you should all jump to YouTube. Then go thoughts. Jump to this boat. Then go thoughts on YouTube. Come on in. Good night, Sofa King. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. So, how can you believe we're in a simulation if you think there's gods or a god? They're running the simulations. Met a guy once who treated the molecule like the green stuff, would just pack balls and smoke it all the time. He went a bit bonkers. I think it actually has something to do with the green, not with the molecule. That's the thing that makes people go bonkers. What does a goddess on top of the simulation looks like? I can only say what I saw, but it's just weird. She's just a very hot babe. I mean, that's what they showed me, but I don't know what she really looks like. I don't think she looks like anything. I think she's probably just like an esoteric, feminine, ultimate energy or something. But I think they wanted to illustrate that it's kind of like the ultimate feminine or something. Do you know something about the seven trumpets and Trump? Trump sounds like a trumpet. That's what I do know. Blame them. No, I'm just saying that from a technical standpoint, the molecule is not very likely to make someone go punkers. It's usually the L or the green. Those are the two main offenders. Do you believe that the entities, aliens that abduct people here at the same at the same as the ones in the molecule realm? Not at all. Use tech. No, not at all. They're completely different. The layer right above us in the molecule, they're in insectoids or insectoids. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Somebody help me out. But they're like insects. They're definitely not like the grays. The grays seem to be on our level. Thank you. I will remember, Ebony. The grays are on our level. They're not more advanced than us in the levels. They're more advanced than us technologically, but not in the levels. The molecule space is above us in the levels, so it's different. They are gods to the grays. See? Thank you, Mama Ebony. Thank you for reminding me. The L, well, I can't really say, sorry. Hoffman. Does that help? I can't really say the words. Insectoids. Okay. I like insectoids. It's more like there's another step there. But insectoids, fine. Mm-hmm. Yep. Exactly how. Have anyone met the machine elves? Yeah, I met what you. I guess you. I guess people call the machine elves, but they're more jesters than machine elves. Good idea, Miller. Did I ever watch the OA? I don't know what that is. Like Lucy, yeah. L is Lucy. Even though, from what I know, they already know that that's what we know. So they know, you know. Okay, I think we're. What is the OA? Tell me what that is. I don't want to believe in multiple aliens or the Galactic Federation. Wait a second. You don't really have a choice. Like, multiple aliens exist no matter what. Like, that's just as sure of a thing as you can possibly postulate in existence. Even if none of what I'm saying is true, even if none of what anybody is here on Earth postulating about aliens is true, there are still multiple aliens. For sure. There's no question about that. You can't possibly have us alone in the universe. That's not a possibility. It's actually kind of absurd that people ever thought that or still think that sometimes. Have I ever done a heroic dose of mushrooms? Yeah, the most I've done was 21 grams. Unfortunately, L, I'm not gonna be watching it because I don't watch TV or shows or anything like that. Oh, I see. I see. Okay. Thank you, Ebony. I appreciate it. When you say level, do you mean they're above level 22? Or what level do you think they're from? They're multidimensional. The grays have multidimensional capabilities, but they themselves are not multidimensional. I've not, but I feel like I am a host of the fungi. They're physical, in other words. Red is a comment from X is saying, having had an NDE myself, I believe that what happens when within an NDE and the molecule experience allows us to tap into the subconscious part of the soul that embodies our consciousness, which is how to communicate to Source, which is the true creator that not only encodes this 3D matrix down here, but the one we actually come from and where we actually reside. We are down here to learn valuable lessons, acquire data, and become more efficient as to not return. We are biological quantum computers. Checks out. I don't disagree with anything that you said. The most I did was 14 grams, and I thought that was a lot. That is a lot. I don't watch much TV, but the OA is old now. I watched an episode with my daughter at dinner. She loved it too. I watched so much YouTube though. That's the new TV basically. Please save my stream. Would love to see the questions I missed from others. Very interesting stuff. Yeah, all the streams are always available. I'm never deleting them. Look up the Drake equation. Yeah, and the music by Drake is also pretty good. When are you going to reach out to the Galactic Federation through the code? I'm talking to the management company all the time when I'm in this space. Dried mushrooms? Yes, Igor. Dried mushrooms. The most heroic dose I've ever taken of anything was 5,400 mics of Lucy. So almost a bottle. That was the most I've ever done of anything, I think. Driving. Driving to Vegas. So real fear and loathing in Las Vegas. And it's funny because when I told the story to a neuroscientist, she told me I'm lying. She said, "You are lying because you would go into a shock." I said, "I'm not lying. I did this." So 5,400 micrograms of L. That means 54 full 100 mic hits. 54. So a sheet, I guess a full sheet. Probably more than a sheet. Yep. I mean, I didn't swallow it all at once, to be fair. I kept on eating them as I was driving. And at about 30 plus, I was a little confused about what was going on. But then I kept on going and I arrived at my destination and that was fine. There were also other substances involved, so it might have helped. 54. Oh, they have like 100 in the sheet. Oh, I guess you're right. Yeah. Well, I guess it depends on the sheet. They always divide them by 100. I don't remember anymore. Good job, champ. I would not repeat this. We'll be getting the cross laser soon. I'm working on morning meditation, viewing. I'm always had a way of shifting my focus distance, or even losing focus to see like auras, this kind of thing. Oh, so you would have an easy time. How are you, Z? I like to put 10 cookies on a sheet. Damn. Unalive, unalive by astonishment, exactly. How is bismuth related to element 115? Wait, why are you asking me this? Did you hear me talk about this, Nico? They belong to the same family. There's a family of elements, I forget the name of it, that jumps from there's arsenic, there's two others, and then there's bismuth, and then it's element 115. Why do you ask me this? An angel. Telepathy tapes, baby. Thank you, Banana. Appreciate you. You took all that Lucy on purpose? Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to see if there's any amount that would push me off the kilt. Like I never encountered a concoction of things that made me completely lose the ability to understand what's going on. It never happened. So I was like, okay, I gotta find that amount. And so I was driving to Vegas and I was like, I'm alone. I'm not responsible for anybody's life. Let's go. And I had everything you can possibly imagine. And I had a whatever I had in the thing, that's what I ate. So I was like, I'm just gonna keep eating them till they're gone. Um, and I just kept on popping them in, and it was K involved and C involved, and I don't remember. There was other things. I don't know. It was like real fear and loathing. And by 30 plus of them, I was like, I'm not sure that I know what's going on. So I stopped on the side of the road, and then I realized, oh, I'm parked on a little like a little sand, not a sand dune, but it was like off the road, right on the sand, on the road to Las Vegas. And I was like, I'm gonna get arrested. Like, why am I here? And then I just kept on driving, and I was like, well, maybe it's kind of one of these like you had enough coffee to like send your heart into fibrillation, and then you're like, well, maybe if I drink more coffee, it will kind of fix itself. So that was the thought, and I just kept on eating more of them. I was like, well, what can happen now? And then I realized that if I look at my knuckle and I look at the lines on the road, I would be able to maintain control. So all I focused was my knuckle and the line on the road. And if I switched my hands, then this knuckle, I knew knuckle, road, and I knew that I'm doing this thing, very binary thing of moving between the lanes. So if there's a truck, I have to go around, but I know I'm just going through it was just, and I was driving to a Canelo fight in Vegas. I was back then. I was the girl I was dating. She was doing reporting for sport events, and she was doing reporting for Canelo fight. So I had like a ringside tickets, so that's why I was driving. It was a wild night. Let me tell you that. Element 115, ebony, which is what Bob Lazar was saying that is used as fuel um, for the flying saucers. By the way, nobody do this. I'm a professional. What's up, Flap Pumsy? Oh yeah, sometimes I was saying that he took a bunch of L and that was never a problem. One time he took 4 tabs and it went bunkers during an eclipse. So I don't know if the eclipse had anything to do with it, but I can tell you that I did take one time 3 of them, maybe 3, but it was like very strong ones. So I don't know how much they maybe had like 300 mics in each. I'm not sure, but it was definitely somewhere between 600 and 900 mics. So way less than what I'm describing to you right now. And I went bonkers, bonkers. Like I didn't know what was going on anymore. I was like I knew that I'm there and I knew that there's people trying to talk to me, but it was like Frogger. Like I would try to get like a word out and I would have to go through all this traffic of information. I was convinced that we'll like kill the dude. Like it was crazy. It was just insane. So I don't think it's the amount. I think it's just the amount of focus you put on things. Hamilton Morris? No, I don't know if you ever tried it. Maybe. Canelo is the GOAT, man. Canelo is the GOAT. And in fact, one is saying I couldn't talk and was stuck in a flat 2D world like a drawing or a cutout paper person. I mean, that sounds like fun, honestly. Artica, yep. It's about true. I'm so far down the NHI UAP phenomenal rabbit hole. Definitely know Bob Lazar's story. Remember, I heard of you from your night shift interview. Oh, you heard about me from the night shift interview? Oh, cool. They were fun. Very fun guys. Fun guys. I blame the eclipse. All right, beautiful people. I think I'm gonna have to jump off because it's getting almost to 3 a.m. here. I appreciate you all. Thank you. The night shift it's an interview about UAPs. I'll send you the link, Nico. If you want to follow me across platforms, it will be Danny Goller on Instagram and TikTok. It will be Goller Danny on X, Goller Danny on X, and LaserX83 on Twitch. Which, by the way, I forgot to mention to people that if they can jump into Twitch, but we'll do it next. If you want to follow me on Twitch and then see my lives there so it can help the channel grow, that would be amazing. And YouTube, Dango Thoughts, DANGO Thoughts, which now includes also the membership program, which allows you to have Zoom calls with me, both with the group and even in private, depending on the tier of the membership, as well as early access to all the content I'm releasing. There's going to be a lot of fun interviews very soon. Weekly lives for members only, aside from the daily lives, and a lot of stuff on my private life that I know I keep promising, but it's coming very, very soon. A lot of fun new videos and private content. So thank you so much. All the members that already joined, I deeply appreciate you. It helps me focus on this full time. I'm going to have a Zoom call for members on Friday. So if you feel like joining, please do. And then email me with the title, new member, and the tier of your membership. It has to be from the second tier up, I believe, but read whatever it says. And then you can join the Zoom call. And special thank you to all the people that are investing their time and their hard-won money to help the channel, like Ebony and Ben and Chris, who are donating memberships to people all the time and helping. Ebony is helping, for example, manage the Discord and helping me with all kinds of things. And yeah, I'm deeply grateful to the community, to all the people that are showing up on a regular basis, or even once in a while. You are the people who make this community what it is. It's always good vibes. It's always incredible people, good ideas. We're always having fun, and this is thanks to you. So I really, really appreciate it. I'm also gonna finally launch some of the merch, and I'm gonna make sure I'm not happy with just just whatever shirts, because I actually have a clothing brand. We have the Fuck It brand is my brand. So aside from we're launching a bunch of new stuff there, I'm going to make sure that whatever merch we have is going to be dope. It's not going to be just whatever. It's going to be fun things to wear, things that are really expressive and fun to represent. So that's coming as well. Again, thank you so much, everybody, for helping this community grow. If you want to know more about the project itself, it will be codeofreality.com, codeofreality.com. And if you want to support the movie, the documentary we're working on, it's going to be amazing. Feel free to either watch the trailer on YouTube, and the link to our GoFundMe page is in the description of the trailer, or just follow the link tree in the description of TikTok to help donate to the film. Again, that's all the stuff, and I'm sending love to all of you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Peace and love. I'll see you tomorrow. Ciao. See you guys. Love you much.